Hi, my name is Amber, and welcome to the Meet RX Success Podcast. Today we have a special guest, Craig Emmerich. Hi, Craig.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us. Okay, so can you kind of give us an idea of what issues you were having before you ever started the carnivore diet? Like, could you go through each thing that was going wrong and kind of tell us about it?
Yeah, you know, we were definitely kind of in a little different situation in that, my wife Maria has been doing keto for about 20 years and I've been doing it for probably 15, 16 years. And so we were keto for a lot of years and had all the benefits of the, energy and all the things you can see with keto. And, I never really had any health issues whatsoever. I never had any autoimmune or problems like, Maria had PCOS and IBS, and that's why she came into keto initially. But I was from that perspective very healthy. I never had any issues. And then about 7 years ago, I just started having this chronic pain in my back, and it would be there all the time, soreness, stiffness. And at first, I didn't think anything of it because I had a football injury in high school in that same area on a disc, and I thought maybe it was something like that. But then it slowly started to progress up my back into my neck, and it more and more stiff and sore all the time. And it got to the point where I just knew something was wrong, and I started getting this migrating pain where I get pain in my knee one morning. We wake up like a sprained knee. I don't know why it's sprained because you never did anything. Next morning, it's in the other knee. And then the next morning, it's in your ankle or your hip. And it just made it real hard to move. And I just knew something was just not right. And so I started getting some tests done. And one of the tests that came back was my CRP, my inflammation was really high. We usually have clients in the 1.0 or less range with keto. And even after years of keto, I was sitting there at 50 at that time. So I knew I had something going on inside my body that wasn't right. And the thing with Lyme disease is that the standard Western blot Lyme test that the doctor will give you is about 70% false negative. So they'll tell you you don't have Lyme, which I got about a year and a half before I got the IGeneX test, which is a good Lyme test. And it said I was negative. So I went another year and a half with this pain trying to figure out what was wrong with me. And a year and a half later, I got the IGeneX test and said that I was positive for Lyme disease. And then I started treating for Lyme.
That's an amazing story. Oh, God, I can't even imagine a year and a half. Wow. Okay, so when you started the carnivore diet, decided to transition into that, how did you do that? Like, what did you eat? And did you have any issues when you transitioned?
So yeah, what started out, I started doing all the standard, medicine treatments, whether that's, the antibiotics or, all these different protocols that I was doing, and nothing was really working that well. And so I just decided I'm going to try doing carnivore because I know, there's people out there that have been carnivore. Through my own research, I knew that protein was, nutrient dense and some of the most nutrient dense food you can get. And I put a whole chapter in our keto book about the nutrients in meat. So I knew that, that was a source for the most bioavailable nutrients to heal your body. You need a lot of vitamins and minerals. So, that I kind of naturally migrated towards, but I knew that there was people out there like Charlene Anderson who had been doing carnivore for 20 years in part because of her Lyme. So I knew this was a path I needed to try. And so about not quite 2 years ago, I started doing carnivore fully. And it wasn't a big leap for me because at the time, my keto was like a burger, but with some grilled onions and some ketchup and maybe a lettuce wrap. So I wasn't eating a ton of vegetables to begin with. So it wasn't real hard for me to transition. And I think as a result, I didn't really have any issues transitioning, like diarrhea or digestive issues. When we have clients that go that route, and if they're coming maybe more from like a standard American diet, they might get some issues in the first couple of weeks. But we just have them get on HCl, hydrochloric acid, and a digestive enzyme after the meal. And that usually kind of helps balance things out until the body gets used to processing more animal protein.
Awesome. So now the best part. After you started carnivore, what kind of things did you see? What do you feel improved? If you could kind of go through that and tell us all the good stuff.
Yeah, so you know, I did all these treatments and never saw a huge change with all of them. I mean, anybody who's had chronic Lyme will know that it's something that is just unique to each person, because one thing will work for one person and it won't work for another. I tried everything, you name it, out there for Lyme disease, and didn't see a big improvement with any of it. It's when I started going carnivore that I saw almost immediately, within the first week or so, my migrating pain was completely gone. So I that was a huge step in itself, just because, you know, that when you wake up with a sprained knee, you don't want to walk, you don't want to walk up the stairs even, you know, much less try to be active. And so that was a big improvement. Over time, I've seen my pain level of my back and neck go down. And even recently, in the past month or so, I've been able to start lifting weights again. It used to be that if I would do too much exercise or lift too much, or you know, go on longer walks, the next day I would be just in rough shape. And I've gotten to the point finally where I can start lifting weights again and start building back strength. So, and that took, you know, probably a year and a half of being carnivore to get to that point with Lyme. But you know, you talk to anybody with chronic Lyme disease, they'll tell you the first year is rough. And after the first year, the second year, you might start to see, you know, these improvements and some light at the end of the tunnel, if you will. And then maybe year 3 and 4, you start getting back, you know, most of your life from it. So it's definitely a long journey, but I'm to the point now where just being able to exercise and lift weights and get some of that strength back is just huge for me.
That's amazing. I'm so happy for you. I know that that's had to been a pretty rough go there. That's a long time to be in pain and not be able to live your life like I see y'all love to live your life.
Sure.
So I'm happy for you. And thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate you being on, and we'll be seeing you very soon, I'm sure.
Thank you so much.
Bye, Craig.
Bye.
Thank you. Okay. We're good, I think. This whole thing has been recording, by the way. I guess I should have, but somebody's going to edit that, and they'll cut out the beginning part, and they'll cut out, you know, whatever else they need to. But yeah, I have no idea when this will actually go up. We've kind of had a transition here, kind of some bad things happen, but somebody else had to take over the editing, so I don't know when that's gonna happen. But anyway, but I really do appreciate you being on. Thank you so much. I know, you know, y'all have very busy lives, so it's very special for you to come on. And I did enjoy your talk beforehand. That was excellent. I think you have so much to say. And anyway, well, you have a wonderful rest of the day, and go watch some whales. I'm so jealous, so jealous. I got a question though for you. Like, when you have these pictures of the whales and Maria's like on the board, how are y'all getting the overhead view? Do you have a drone?
The drone that I bought this year.
A drone
Yeah.
camera? How do you do that?
It's
Awesome.
a small.
I knew it. I was like, how in the world would you get that?
Yeah.
Awesome. That is really cool. Great pictures. Oh my goodness, I'm so jealous. I got to see some whales up close, but in a boat, you know, when we were on a cruise. So it's just so not the same. So anyway, well, y'all have a wonderful day, and thank you so much. And I will talk to you soon.